Hello, everyone. It is Saturday, October 26th, in the year of our Lord, 2013. How are all you doing out there? I am doing awesome as always. Wicked awesome. It's Cinema Saturday, and today's feature of the week. You know this song if you're a big cult classic fan of the huge cult classic hit, The Rocky Horror Picture Show from 1975. Hell yeah. I've been to those midnight matinee gatherings at the theater. $1 admission. Pretty awesome. And it's a lot of fun, folks. And I just realized I lost my unofficial sponsor sheet. Here it is. Today is the 26th. Okay. Well, we mentioned her earlier this week, and let's mention them again now. My good friend Dave and his better half Cheryl Petches. My good friends, awesome folks. They run Rescue Puppies on the Move. Goes out there, saves dogs. Finds drivers that are willing to drive them anywhere in the country, from shelters to owners that want a dog. And if that ain't awesome, I don't know what is. Now I'm going to tell you something that sucks. My Red Sox are losing to the St. Louis Cardinals 2-1 right now. I'm scared. But anyway, a little slower today because I am stuffed. Wife made chicken balls from scratch, along with her honey garlic sauce from scratch. Incredible stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty full. I need some energy and I need it fast. Alright, screw it, let's do it. This is not the beer of the day, but I'm bringing out, to wake my ass up, some Captain Morgan's Private Stock. Before I even have my beer. Remember, liquor before beer, you're in the clear. I will never drink hard stuff after beer. So this will help. Cheers and hard stuff to all you pros, they say in Germany, goodbye as they say in Japan. Empty the brain cells on everything you can. Average. Alright. Now, let's get cracking. Proper beer consumption apparatus. Today's beer of the day is from Real Ale Brewing Company. Out of Blanco, Yeehaw, Texas, otherwise known as Southern Oklahoma, we got Brewhouse Brown. Brewhouse Brown don't have a strength on it, but I'll find it and post it up on the Beer and Song of the Day Facebook page later on. Proper beer opening apparatus, proper technique. Remember, folks, when it's dark, that means the video will load faster, but the unfortunately visibility is not so good. 45-degree angle right into the beer consumption apparatus right over the keyboard because I'm just that damn good. Haven't spilled a drop yet, never have, never will. And by the way, since we're doing Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's kind of our Cinema Saturday for Halloween. I thought about doing the movie Halloween, but I said, nah, too common. Let's go with something a little odd. Maybe next year, Cinema Saturday, we'll do Halloween. Or maybe you, the fan, could tell us what we should do. With that said, cheers and beer to all you pros, they say in Germany, goodbye as they say in Japan. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good brown beer. Damn it, Janet. Here we go. Rocky Horror Picture Show. All the songs tonight are from the movie from 1975.
I've got something to say.
That's a good beer. It's a wicked good beer.
I really love the skillful way.
Alright, folks. It is time for our shout-outs. Happy birthday to my man, Fralin Kraft. Now here is a Mafia Wars legend of a man. And a totally awesome guy. Huge help. And Fralin did something special for me a while back. Remember? He's the guy that gave me this. Ted Williams, Boston Red Sox. He gave me all kinds of stuff. No, that's my Canadian flag.
There's a fire in my heart and you fan it. If there's one
He gave me a
for
few
you,
things,
then I am it. I've one
You know, like
thing to
this
say,
lovely,
and that's
awesome New England Patriots
I
owl
love you.
headband. Oh, yeah.
Here's the reason
Thank you,
to
Fralin.
prove that I
You're such an awesome guy, man. You really are.
There's 3 ways that
We represent the best damn Mafia Wars family in history. Strays Fight United. And Fralin, my man, happy birthday to you. Hope you have a wicked awesome day. Celebrate well and enjoy. Cheers and beers to you. Hope you enjoy the show. Excuse me. And to all my friends and family of Strays Fight United, I give a big love Dr. salute. Strays Fight United. Fralin, what a crew, baby. What a crew. Happy birthday to my good friend, Camilla Demita. Now here's a sweetheart of a lady, stunningly gorgeous, that I've known since 1999. She is from Connecticut, Greenwich, Connecticut, I might add. A wonderful place indeed, a wonderful lady indeed. Camilla, how you doing, sweetie? Hope you're doing well. And I hope you've had a phenomenal birthday. And would you believe my parents are moving off the vineyard? Yes, they're moving to Maine. They're tired of the vineyard. A lot of idiots have moved there over the years. Well, Camilla, my friend, hope you have a wicked awesome day. Celebrate well and enjoy. Cheers and beers to you. And yes, maroon is still my favorite color. Happy birthday to my man, Matthew Boyd. Matt, what's up, brother? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. He's a badass comical nav wizard I work with down here in Texas. He's moved on to better things and doing great things over at the Frankenstein place. That's not where he's at, but you know, Matt, I'll be honest, I forgot where you moved to, buddy. Been a while since I've talked to you. Good hearing from you today, man. And always a pleasure. Drop me a line. Let me know how you're doing. Don't forget, post up on the Beer and Song of the Day page. All of you fans out there, you want something on Beer and Song of the Day, all requests will be considered and discussed. No matter how crazy it may sound to you. I'm a crazy freaking guy. And Matt, you know that, brother. You know that. Brother, miss working with you. Hope you have a wicked awesome day. Celebrate well and enjoy. Cheers and beers to you. Oh dear Lord, this is earthy. You know, this movie dealt with a lot of interesting attire and cross-dressing. Tim Curry. Oh, this is as far as I was going to go with cross-dressing, folks. The winch hat, bathrobe, yeah. I thought about cross-dressing for the show. I couldn't do it. Could not do it. Nope, can't do it. Alright, how about a happy birthday to the lovely, gorgeous Sarah? Now, I always screw up your last name. Is it Geis, Guice, Guice, G-U-I-C-E? How the hell do you pronounce that? Geis! I know a guy named Dennis Gaitis, G-U-I-D-I-C-E. Gaitis. Hard G, soft G. Is it Guice, Guice? Frig, I don't know. Sarah, all I know is you're ultra cool, despite being a Yankees fan. Still love you, girl. Happy birthday. Hope you have a wicked awesome day. Celebrate well and enjoy. Cheers and beers to you. Next on the list, another lovely lady I have yet to meet in person. Actually, I met all the other ones I've mentioned today. But this lovely lady I know from Farmville. Had her as a friend on the old Facebook over 3 years. She's absolutely wonderful, very beautiful. Yvette Hardy, how you doing? That's H-A-R-T-Y, Yvette Hardy. How are you? Haven't heard from you in a while. Love to hear from you. Let me know how you doing. Hope you've had a phenomenal birthday, and hope you have a wicked awesome day. Celebrate well and enjoy. Cheers and beers to you, my friend. All right, the final birthday of the day goes to my man, Chris Bradshaw. Chris, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Awesome guy. Got to hang out with him back in February. Good time. Damn good man. And great meeting you. Love chatting with you. Always a pleasure, brother. Married to one gorgeous lady by the name of, I always knew her as Sherry Reed. But she is Sherry Bradshaw. And she's absolutely wicked awesome. And Chris, you got yourself a great woman, you know. You do. And she got herself a damn good man indeed. No question about it. Chris, happy birthday, my friend. Have a wicked awesome day. Party hard and enjoy. Celebrate like it's 1969. Minus the acid. Cheers and beers to you, brother. All right. Folks, this song is legendary. Oh, yeah. This is the most famous song from the movie by far. Time Warp, 1975. If you don't know this one, you don't know the movie. Love this song. Alright. We got some additional shout-outs I want to give at this time. And it would be terrible if I did not give this lovely goddess of a woman a shout-out on today's show. Because Lori Bechet, you sweetheart, living up in Oklahoma, otherwise known as Northern Texas. The pride originally from Maryland. Lori, I've known you for a long time. I've known you for 19 years. Married to a wonderful man by the name of Bill. Godfather of Strays Fight United. And a personal friend of mine I know from California, as I know you from California, Lori. But Lori, there's a man in this movie that I know you've said is your all-time favorite actor. You love the man. Tim Curry. Oh yeah. Frankenfurter. So Lori, a big shout out to you, my friend. I know you wanted it. I know right now you better be watching the show. You better be. And this one's kind of for you. Alright, so Lori, hope you enjoy the show. And cheers and beers, my friend. How about another gorgeous lady, a total sweetheart, that I think would love this, that I think is a huge fan of this. That would be my good friend, Stephanie Carpenter. Stephanie, my dear. Comical Nav Wizard, I know down here in Yeehaw, Texas, otherwise known as West Louisiana. She's a Texas girl, and she's ultra cool, badass, wicked awesome. And like our male admin Big McLeod, she is a wicked hardcore Star Trek fan. Now, Steph, don't forget, there's pictures of you and Rob from when you were a babe at Hunk of the Day that I need to get so I can update the album and make it look totally wicked awesome like you two. Rob, how you doing, buddy? Rob Stannard, Stephanie Carpenter. Awesome, awesome folks. And Steph, I hope you're a fan of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If I'm not mistaken, you are. Well, hey, cheers the beers. Hope you enjoy the show, my friend. And let's give a shout out to another gorgeous lady. Hard to believe I have yet to meet this lovely lady in person yet, and I will soon enough. Mutual friend to my man Taylor Crawford. This lovely lady lives in Yeehaw, Texas, otherwise known as Northern Mexico. Caitlin Jones. Now, Caitlin, always a pleasure chatting with you. You're stunningly gorgeous. You were gorgeous even before you started losing weight. I'll tell you that right now, okay? But I'm mighty proud of you. I really am. Wow. And I cannot believe anybody, you think somebody might say something negative. If they do, it probably means they should have been swallowed instead of birthed. Okay? Keep that in mind. Anybody who gives anybody shit about their positive success and good things deserves this. Okay, Caitlin? You should get a picture of this. Just search GFY. Go look on the Beer and Song of the Day Facebook page. Or go to Paul Fitzy Fitzgerald. Look for Fitzy01821 on YouTube. GFY. It's a great thing. Especially when people deserve it. And Caitlin, I am definitely proud of you. Much respect to you, girl. Way to go. Wicked awesome job. I'll drink to that. Alright. Whew. I am stuffed. Interesting song. Sweet Transvestite. Wow. Definitely a unique movie. If you've never seen it, I do recommend it, folks. I do. And that goes for you too, Lady Admin Gidget. You need to check it out. Oh, wait, no, you did say you've seen it. That's right. You went to the theater. It was fun, huh? You bet your sweet tookers it was. Squeeze me. Let's give a shout out to my man, Aaron Lovell. This guy's a badass legend of a man I worked with in jolly old England. He's living in Kittery, Maine. Squeeze me. Otherwise known as Massachusetts until 1820. Also known as Southern Quebec. And Aaron, my apologies. I forgot that you are not a guy from Maine. For some reason I thought you were from Maine for real. I don't know why. So, I understand why you're a St. Louis Cardinals fan. And great chatting with you tonight, man. Definitely great chatting with you. Go Red Sox. I got nothing against the Cardinals. Hell, I like the Cardinals. But I can't have them win the World Series. No. You won in 46. You won in 67. We won in 2004. We need to win this year. Tie it up. Besides, I don't feel like wearing St. Louis Cardinals stuff on my page for 24 hours. But Aaron, you're a hell of a guy. Definitely a pleasure and honor to work with you. Definitely a pleasure and honor to have you as a friend. And cheers and beers, brother. Alright. We had some trivia questions out there. Sadly, nobody got them right. Good guesses out there, I will say that. Jeffrey Kalen, I love the comment you said tonight. Thank you very much. He's like, man, this is fun stuff. I love getting in on this. Thank you. I'm like, dude, thank you, man. So Jeff, keep it coming, brother. Keep it coming. And thank you for being a great fan. Much respect. Anyway, in the movie Rocky Horror Picture Show, what's 1970s funny man auditioned for the role of Brad? Would you believe it was Steve Martin? Oh, yes, it was. Steve Martin. Can you imagine him in Rocky Horror Picture Show? I don't think I can. I don't know. It'd be interesting. And then the other question that we had was, who had their feature film debut in the Rocky Horror Picture Show? And I understand the answers because I had to look them up and make sure that they weren't. In fact, at first I thought Meatloaf, I thought it was his first feature film, but it wasn't. He had a couple minor bit parts in 1964, or 1962 rather, uncredited. And then in 1973 as himself, as Meatloaf. But this was the feature film debut for Tim Curry. How about that? Prior to that, he had been in some TV shows and stuff, but that was it. First feature motion picture. And he played the title role. How about that? Well, not title role, but excuse me, played the main actor. The guy that's singing. Tim Curry. Something else. And you know, I think it's time we show off our hunk of the day, Tim Curry. And Lori Bechet, you love this man. Do you love him like that? Wow. 1975, folks. This was a little risque in 1975. This movie would have been banned if it was 1955. Tell you that right now. Tim Curry is Dr. Frankenfurter. He did a hell of a job in this movie. I don't care if you agree with transsexualism and stuff like that or not. He did a hell of a job in this movie. I could have never done this movie role. Ever. He can make you a man. Or a woman, maybe.
A weakling weighing 98
Boss.
pounds will get sand in his face.
Wow.
When kicked to the ground.
Tim Curry did an amazing job in this movie.
And
You can love him, you can hate him, but
with a
you know,
determined chin,
he's an interesting character.
sweat from his pores.
I mean, if you think about
as
it,
he works for his cause.
look at Quentin Tarantino.
Will make
He's a
him
unique
listen.
feller. Hell of a director. Tim Curry, he's a unique fella. Hell of an actor.
And massage and just a little bit of
Oakley Court, Dr. Frankenfurter's castle, was used in numerous Hammer horror films made at adjacent Bray Studios, where the lab and ballroom scenes were shot, including House and Nightmare Heart, The Reptile, The Brides of Dracula, and Man in Black. Built in 1859, it was refurbished in 1981 and made into a hotel where rooms cost from 150 to 195 British pounds per night. So basically, at an absolute minimum of $250 a night. That's expensive. I'll tell you, folks, I want to go back to the movie theater when they show this movie. I do. I did that in 1992 down in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I had an absolute blast. Now, this movie was banned in South Africa several weeks after release by the Board of Censors, but not before it had been viewed by over 250,000 people and had a strong cult following. Can you believe they banned this movie? Wow. Wow. Tim Curry. Definitely something else, eh? Oh, Hot Patootie, bless my soul. Listen to this. Meatloaf. This is Meatloaf. Now, I thought about having it as Hunk of the Day, but I was like, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, Meatloaf has got to be one of the ugliest people in history. To have him as Hunk of the Day might devalue the term Hunk of the Day. Well, then again, I did have Rosie O'Donnell as Hunk of the Day, but that was an April Fool's edition, so. Who knows? Maybe eventually down the road we'll do some April Fool's thing and have like the ugliest woman ever, ugliest man ever. I don't know. But hey, what one deems ugly, somebody else deems beautiful, so. Now, when the movie first opened, it had a traditional release playing afternoon and early evening screenings. It bombed. Meatloaf said he attended an opening week performance with director Jim Sharman in the Midwest where the theater was empty except for them. That's pretty sad. Now, in the mid-70s, midnight screenings became popular, and word of mouth began to spread that the midnight audience might enjoy this film. It started showing at midnight in a few cities and became popular to the point that it has been shown continually in movie theaters since 1975, making it the longest theatrical run in history. How about that? The Museum Lichtspiel Cinema in München, Germany, has screened the movie every week since June 24, 1977. Offering special RHPS, that's Rocky Horror Picture Show, kits to enable celebrations during the show. They contain a biscuit for the toast, rice, a whistle, a candle for There's a Light, and a sheet of paper with instructions for the time warp. Hello, ladies. There's Tim Curry nowadays, huh? Handsome Curly. Smoky. Sorry, couldn't help but think of that. Tim Curry. Definitely something else, folks. No doubt about that. The movie is full of symbols of classic movie companies. Did you know that? The shield the Griffin holds, it represents Warner Brothers. The eagle in the hall represents Republic Pictures, Republic. The lightning bolt on the flag represents the old RKO symbol. The radio tower at the end is also RKO, of course. Character Columbia represents not only the movie company of the same name, but the symbol herself, complete with short hair. The large Atlas illuminated painting in the grand bed chamber is the symbol of Amicus Pictures. Oh, I've never heard of them. The large snarling cat in the hall is an MGM Lion reference. Lighted globe at the end is symbol of Universal Pictures. And the gong represents the Rank Film Corporation, whose films open with a huge gong being struck. Not overly familiar with them. I've heard of them, but... And then Columbia wears Mickey Mouse ears in the scenes in the bedroom with her in magenta, a Disney reference, of course. Touch it, touch it, touch it, me. Nose itches, damn it. Alright, Dr. Frankenfurter's tattoo on his right arm, as you saw, reads Boss. And the one on the upper part of his right thigh is actually 4711, like the Eau de Cologne. Mick Jagger actually wanted to play the role of Dr. Frankenfurter in the film version. Can you imagine that? Mick Jagger in drag. Wow. Aside from the chemical symbol scrawled on the lab wall next to the control panel, there's a grocery list calling for flour, eggs, bread, sugar, and 2 hypodermics. There was a lot of stuff in this movie. There really was. The set builders forgot to put an extra door in the lab set, thus Dr. Scott had to crash through the wall for his entrance. Whoops. A stunt double was used in the motorcycle scenes except for the close-ups. Meatloaf was pushed in a wheelchair for those scenes. Peter Hinwood, remember him? The big buff stud Flash Gordon, Rocky Horror himself. Peter Hinwood couldn't sing. And during the soundtrack sessions, a session singer was used for Rocky Horror's part. Hinwood mimed the vocals during filming. In post-production, Jim Sharman wanted to change Rocky Horror's voice and hired Australian actor-singer Trevor White to dub the final vocals for the film. White was interviewed for the 2002 book Rocky Horror From Concept to Cult. Cool. Studio originally offered a much larger budget to Jim Sharman for the film, on the condition that he cast popular musicians of the day. Sharman insisted upon using the original cast, so as a compromise, he accepted a much smaller budget and agreed to cast American actors in the role of Brad and Janet. Tim Curry, Richard O'Brien, Patricia Quinn, and Nell Campbell created their roles in the original stage production. Jonathan Adams appeared in the original cast as well, playing the role of the criminologist. Meatloaf had played the role of Eddie in the original Los Angeles stage production. So yeah, the only two main American actors, Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick. How about that? Brad and Janet. Speaking of Eddie, here you go.
From the day he was
like I said, Steve Martin auditioned for the role of Brad. At the end of the floor show scene, which you're going to hear soon, when Riff Raff appears again, Susan Sarandon is backing up with Barry Bostwick and spikes his foot with her heel. His grimace and slight stumble can be seen in the film. One night during a typical midnight screening at a New York theater, a patron was asked to leave before the film ended. This patron was accused of being an imposter. You want to know who that patron was? Tim Curry. No shit. Okay, folks. Here's your lessons right here. I encourage you all to go to a Rocky Horror Picture Show showing, okay, at midnight. Because at the midnight showings, not only do patrons dress up, they bring props. There are no hard and fast rules on props. But the following is a list of some of the most common, and I have seen this. Rice to be thrown at Ralph and Betty's wedding. Water pistols. Back row squirts from during the rain scene. I've seen that done. I've seen the rice done. Newspapers for front and middle rows to shield themselves from the rain. I've actually seen that. Flashlights or cigarette lighters. So there's a light verse over at Frankenstein Place. There were more flashlights and cigarette lighters, especially nowadays. Rubber gloves during and after the creation speech. Frank snaps his gloves 3 times. I don't remember that one. Noisemakers. The Transylvanians applaud at Frank's creation. So should you. I think they just applauded when I went. Of course, I went in 1992, folks. Long time ago. Confetti. At the end of the Charles Atlas reprise, the Transylvanians throw confetti. That was a big one. It was messy. Toast. When Frank proposes a toast at dinner. That happened. Big time. Party hat. When Frank puts on his hat to wish Rocky happy birthday, so does the audience. I think that happened too. Bell. When we did it, did you hear a bell ring? I do remember hearing that bell. Cards. Cards for sorrow, cards for pain. That was definitely used. Now the props tend to vary somewhat from city to city, especially at some localities and theaters where they impose restrictions. Like I said, for example, there's a light prop was almost always lighters during the original 70s shows, but open flames are now banned in most movie theaters either by policy or by law. And considering that another common prop in newspapers, this is generally a good idea. Yeah, good point there. Another example is that some fans insist that the toast should be buttered. However, many theaters frown on this due to the mess. And, of course, the possibility of someone slipping. Ah, jeez. Something else that's cool that is not mentioned is the fact that you actually have a man and a woman that actually will act. You'll have people that will act out the scene. A cast of characters act out the scene on the stage as we're watching the movie. Even right down to where they get into their underwear. She's in her bra and panties. You know, white granny panties, white bra. And he's in white tighty whities. Big pair. Wow. I mean, as authentic as it gets. Pretty cool. And I remember the girl was pretty hot too, so. Hell yeah. Planet Schmanet Janet. Alright. We haven't mentioned celebrity birthdays yet, so let's do that now. There's a lot of them. How about CM Punk if you're a WWE wrestling fan like me? CM Punk, 35 years old. I remember him in ECW wrestling. Hillary Rodham Clinton, better known as Mr. Bill Clinton. She's got the dick and the balls, not him. She's 66 today. Pat Sajak, that's right, the host of Wheel of Fortune, 67 today. Keith Urban, yeehaw country singer, 46 today. Seth MacFarlane, badass, 40 years old today. Jacqueline Smith, Charlie's Angels, 68, still looking great. Sasha Cohen, figure skater, hottie, 29 years old. Jackie Coogan, child actor, but most famous to most of us as Uncle Fester in the Addams Family. Born this day 1914, passed away 1984 at the age of 69. Considered the Queen of Gospel, Mahalia Jackson. Born this day 1911, passed away 1972. Carrie Elwes, actor for many motion pictures, and former, I think, 2-time Hunk of the Day on Beer and Song of the Day. Carrie Elwes, 51 today. Bootsy Collins, badass, funk music. 62 years old today. Dylan McDermott, actor, 52. Natalie Merchant, singer. Milestone birthday, 50 years old today. How about C.W. Post? Well, who's that there, Reverend Dr. B? You ever heard of Postum cereal? That's what it was originally called. How about Post cereal? That's right, grape nuts and stuff like that. Oh, grape nuts, gross. But C.W. Post, born this day in 1854, passed away in 1914. And then, I love this guy, Bob Hoskins. Most people don't know who he is, but anybody who's ever seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Admins, that needs to go on our list. Who Framed Roger Rabbit has got to go on our list for Cinema Saturday. Bob Hoskins was Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 1988 movie that my brother and I went to the theater to watch and laughed our asses off. Set in 1947 Los Angeles. Phenomenal movie. That movie was a riot. The Floor Show. Didn't I mention that earlier? Yes, I did. Alright, so there's your celebrity birthdays on Beer and Song of the Day for October 26th in the year of our Lord 2013. Let's get to our next hunk of the day. Hell yeah, Barry Bostwick. There you go. Barry Bostwick doing great these days. Good actor, dapper man, handsome man. Hey, like I said, it was indeed Tim Curry's feature film debut. This film was actually intended to be shown in black and white until Frank's entrance, and then only his lips would be in color. The rest would still be in black and white, up until the end of Sweet Transvestite, the song you heard earlier, at which point it would go immediately to color, then it was supposed to stay in color up until the superhero song, which you'll hear at the end. You know, filming in black and white was quite common until the early mid-60s. After that, it was almost all color. And I think them wanting to do it in black and white was, because let's look at it this way. Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein was filmed in black and white. And I think that movie from 1974, I think that gave the cast and crew of Rocky Horror Picture Show an idea there. There you go. There's Barry Bostwick nowadays. Still got that incredible mane of hair, though it's gray. My philosophy is I'd rather have gray hair than no hair. And if you got no hair, skin is in and you're okay too. There it is. The robe and the tighty whities. Love it or not. Right. Hey, it was 1975. Men wore tighty whities in those days. He got to play with Susan Sarandon, that lucky bastard. It was a good scene in the movie. Susan Sarandon in her blonde panties. Barry Bostwick then and now. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe he's, I want to say he's 64 now. I did not look. I thought he was born 49. God, he looks tall there. Look at him. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's pretty tall. I think he's like 6'4". Wow.
Whatever happened to Fairy? That delicate.
There it is. There's your rain scene, folks, in the newspaper. How about that, huh?
As it clung to her thigh.
Telling you, I do want to get back to the theater and watch this movie again. It's been way too long. And you even go up on stage if you're a virgin. A virgin is one that's never been at the movie screening before. It's a lot of fun. I've never had so much fun at a movie. There you go. There's Rocky Horror. The stud in the gold chonies. Although you can't tell because it's black and white. That's how. This is what the movie would have looked like if they had gone with it. But instead it looked like that, and that's okay too. I prefer color myself. Eesh. Wow. Remember that? After he got transformed? Digging Susan Sarandon though. Tim Curry. Such a trip. schmuck. Yep, now we're just gonna show some pictures from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's Meatloaf. There it is. I was talking about RKO. Now you see RKO radio picture style. She was cute. Yeah, baby. Yeah. You know, I was reading that stupid inbred Glee cast did Rocky Horror Picture Show. I would not want to watch that. Glee sucks. They can't sing to save their ass. Stephanie Carpenter, I know you love Glee. You love the torture me with Glee. Glee deserves a big fat GFY because they abso-freaking-lutely suck. They make my ears bleed. Glee can go screw themselves. Screw it, I'm going to drop an F-bomb. Kids, block ears. Glee can go fuck themselves. There, I said it. I can't stand Glee. I would rather have my nuts connected to live battery jumping cables than have to listen to Glee for 10 seconds. Ugh. Tim Curry. Oh, he was a trip. I know, you saw it before. Why not again, right? It was a good picture. Now, here's something crazy, folks. The movie set had no heat and no bathrooms during the filming. When Susan Sarandon told the studio heads, they told her she was complaining too much. She soon caught pneumonia after filming the pool scene. You know, nowadays that would have been a lawsuit. That is crazy. That is a case where I think a lawsuit would be fitting. I mean, that is... wow. I mean, I get it. The budget, the filming costs were $1.2 million. How much money have they made? $139 million. Wow. That's a huge profit. Rocky Horror Picture Show. I know, people are like, gross. Well, you know, some people love this too. I got fans out there that probably love this type of stuff and this attire. You gotta keep the fans happy. That's what it's all about. Now think about it, 1975, Rocky Horror Picture Show. A different set of Jaws. Jaws was filmed in 1974 and released in 1975. So was Rocky Horror Picture Show. Makes sense. Different set of Jaws. There's your cast. Again, I apologize for the lack of lighting. It's dark outside. What do you want me to do? Tim Curry. Oh, is that the end of that? Really? Wow, I got 2 more songs left. Cool. I'm going home. The newspaper that Janet is reading while driving with Brad can be seen as the Plain Dealer. That is the newspaper of Cleveland, Ohio. In fact, the movie I think was filmed in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick, as I said, were the only Americans in lead roles in the movie. The mouth on the poster that you just saw belongs to former model Lorelei Shark. Jaws? Shark? Interesting. Whose lips and later the rest of her face were later famously used on billboards and ads for Chicago rock radio station WLUP, better known as The Loop. In fact, you know, I would have thought that those lips were Mick Jagger's lips. Just saying. Christopher Malcolm and Julie Covington played the leads of Brad and Janet in the original stage musical when it opened at London's Royal Court Theatre on June 19, 1973, 8 days before I was unleashed to the world. Neither went on to participate in this movie adaptation. They missed out on that one. As Brad and Janet drive in the rain before reaching the castle, The radio is playing Richard Nixon's resignation speech, which was delivered August. This source says August 8th, 1974. Ah, he resigned the next day. That's right. Yep. How about that? So they were playing Richard Nixon's resignation speech on the movie. Meatloaf has no spoken words. All of his dialogue is sung. And the song "I Can Make You a Man," which you heard earlier, was inspired by Charles Atlas. Remember Charles Atlas, those muscle ads? Now, they say that they're from the 40s and 50s. Yeah, I remember seeing those muscle ads later than that. Hell, in the 80s I could have called in for a Charles Atlas body. Often with the slogan, as you remember, "In just 7 days I can make you a man." Similarly, writer Richard O'Brien took the line, "Don't dream it, be it," from the back of a magazine. That's a pretty good line right there. Hey, I say if you can achieve the dream, if you believe, you will achieve. And Caitlin Jones, you've done that, girl. You've done that. There you go.
I'm going home.
And we're home. And we're going to bring out the last song of the day. Look at them lips, eh? We're going to bring out the last song in just a moment because I want to play it for our babe of the day. You know who she's going to be. Of course it is. It's going to be Susan Sarandon. Duh. Hello. There you go. Tim Curry as Frankenfurter. Barry Bostwick as Brad. Susan Sarandon as Janet. Richard O'Brien as Riff Raff. Little Nell as Columbia. Nell Campbell. Not Nev Campbell. Nell Campbell. Patricia Quinn as Magenta. Meatloaf as Eddie. Peter Hinwood as Rocky Horror. There's your cast right there, folks. There you go. Damn right. Shit, I'd be doing the same. Hell yeah. She alright, folks. She alright. Especially if you like redheads. So let's get through the rest of these here pictures so I can end it strong, y'all. Frankenfurter and Riff Raff. Riff Raff is definitely something else. Wrote the movie. Yeah, he wrote the movie and acted in it. That's pretty cool. Good old Riff Raff. In fact, this whole cast is still alive today. I was looking earlier. There it is again. Had to show it again. Transylvania. And there you go. Might have to have him as a future hunk of the day on Beer and Song of the Day, eh? Oh, dear Lord. There it is. The 1975 underwear. Huh. Wow. Yup, I know what you ladies are thinking. Damn, he's got a big sack. You men that love the men are thinking the same thing too, aren't you? And you know what I'm thinking? My hand is feeling very limp and very grossed out right now from holding this here iPod. Yeah. Now I feel better. There she is. Susan Sarandon. Oh yes, let's get to the final song of the day. Of course, Superhero. Yeah, I'll be her superhero. If I was single, of course. On this day in 1984, remember Baby Faye, the girl that got the baboon heart transplant? We saw it on the news every day. Yep, it happened. And sadly, she only lived 21 days, but it was the beginning of something experimental and special. On this day in 1970, Doonesbury, Gary Trudeau's comic strip premiered in 28 newspapers. On this day in 1967, huge milestone here. Yes, that's a statue in the back. On this day in 1967, Edward Brooke, born in Washington, D.C., Senator Republican senators from Massachusetts from 1967 to 1979 was the first ever African American to be elected to the Senate. 67 to 79. He was elected as senator in 1962, actually, I believe. I thought it was 62 that he was elected. Maybe I'm wrong there. Ted Kennedy was elected in 62. Okay. Jeez. 67, that's right. There you go. And yes, these folks did their own singing in the movie too. They did. Tim Curry did his own singing. Barry Bostwick, Susan Sarandon. Oh, clavage, French for cleavage. On this day in 1958, Pan Am flies the first ever transatlantic jet trip, New York to Paris, France. On this day in 1951, Rocky Marciano defeats Joe Louis at Madison Square Garden. Like they said in Come to America, he whooped Joe Louis's ass. That's right, he did whoop Joe Louis' ass. Man, that was a good scene in Come to America. You'll hear it soon enough.
Some insects.
Mighty Shark, the Tree Barbers.
Human race.
Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall.
Lost in time.
There you go, another underwear scene. On this day in 1949, President Harry S. Truman increases the minimum wage from 40 cents an hour to 75 cents an hour. Nearly doubled. That was huge and needed. Oh, lucky hands. On this day in 1938, DuPont named its new synthetic fiber that they created nylon. How about that? On this day in 1916, Margaret Sanger arrested for obscenity. Why? Because she was advocating birth control. Can you imagine that shit nowadays if that happened? Wow. On this day in 1901, the first use of a getaway car occurs after holding up a shop in Paris, France. Getaway car. Hell, you could probably ran after it and caught it back in those days. On this day in 1863, Worldwide Red Cross organized in Geneva, Switzerland. Ultra cool. Clara Barton's Red Cross. Amazing. Susan Sarandon. Amazing back then. On this day in 1858, Hamilton Smith patents the rotary washing machine. Big invention right there. And finally on this day in 1492, lead pencils are first used. I wonder if it was Christopher Columbus that used that. Who knows? But I'll drink to it either way. Definitely drink to that as well. Read what they wrote. A mental mind fuck can be nice. Looks like a mental. Looks like a physical. There's that scene again. Susan Sarandon actually autographed it. She didn't mind being in her underwear, and I didn't mind her being in her underwear either. Believe me. Nothing like a woman in a sexy matching bra and panty set, especially maroon, in my opinion. Some of you viewers out there know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Voila. Love it, love it, love it. And that is it, folks. Time to slam the rest of this here beer. Empty as brain cells than an average Yankee fan. Time to go watch the rest of the Red Sox Cardinals game. Folks, you know what time it is, right? Damn right, Reverend Dr. B. Folks, time to make like a fetus to head out, so everybody take care. Wicked awesome night and day. Peace be the journey. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't do the driving. Suppose you drink, or you might kill yourself or somebody else. And drinking the driving is done to being a Yanks fan. And what's something to that? Is rooting for douchebag cocksuckers like Eli. Oh, I'm scared of Tom Brady. Yeah, you're 1-6. Manning, or men slapping women, or animal abuse, or racism, or people that welch on pets, or fake friends, or anybody that supports, defends, or is a member of the Westboro Baptist Church. Things like that are just plain stupid and definitely deserve a big fat GFY. Folks, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Let's do the time warp again someday.